welcome to the pub.
Howdy, howdy. How's
Howdy,
everybody
howdy.
doing?
And I think everybody's doing pretty good now that the weather is warm and we haven't gotten snow in 14 days or something like that, I think is a record.
Yeah, it's great. You gotta love it.
Well, we're happy to be here today. We're going to be listening to some absolutely great music, as usual. But I think today is going to be a little bit more special than normal because I'm really going to mix it up for you. I have some absolutely great players for the tunes and some of my absolutely favorite singers for the songs. First, before we get going, I want to thank everybody. For the last 2 weeks, we've been doing live shows from Studio Q as part of our Pledge Week, which and Pledge Week is actually longer than 1 week, just in case anyone's confused. It seems like it's a little bit longer than 1 week. And our show, because it lands on Tuesdays, hit it twice. So we so we had the pleasure of doing 2 live shows, and we want to give a big shout out to all our supporters and listeners who called in and who have taken the time to go online and pledge those dollars. So thank you for doing that. Now,
absolutely.
Today, Zig, what do you want to be listening to?
I think we got some Green Linnet stuff coming up in their wonderful label and a variety of wonderful artists.
Yeah, I think pretty much everything that we're going to listen to are from artists who are on the Green Linnet label. And the first tunes that we're going to hear is from Joe Durain. And he is like a phenomenal button accordion player. And he's going to be joined in this particular recording by Carl Hessian on piano. Absolutely phenomenal player. He brings a lot of creativity to every set of tunes that he plays, and I don't think I can listen to Joe Durain play ever without both of my feet tapping
both at the same
in
time.
different directions.
In different directions? That's pretty talented.
Different directions. And then we're going to follow it up with one of our favorite Irish fiddle players, and that's Martin Hayes. And Martin Hayes doesn't really need a lot of introduction. He's a phenomenal player in his own right. He's known for some, I guess, really soulful and beautiful melodies, but he is also just a, back to the wall kind of player.
Tone is just superb. Oh man,
absolutely amazing. So you're going to hear 2 great sets of tunes coming up to you right now. First one with Joe Durain, and the second one with Martin Hayes.
wow, just listen to that. Martin Hayes, man, he bounces that bow off those strings like it's nobody's business.
You know, I'd like to see Joe Durain and Martin Hayes in the same room.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. And it could get scary.
I might want to actually start drinking Guinness at that
Well,
point, I think.
you'd have to have the fire department outside waiting,
Exactly.
burning the house down. I'm telling you
That's a
what.
great way to kick off today's show.
Holy camole.
Those tunes that Martin Hayes is playing, The Crooked Road and The Fox Hunter's Reel, are off of his CD, Under the Moon, which is actually an older CD now. It's, I think, 1994,
Yeah.
a green linen title. So make sure you go check that out. This is a great time of the year to start buying some older, I think, recordings of CDs because, you know, just the weather in itself, you want to drive down the road with the
Yep.
windows down and listen to some nice tunes. And how nice would it be to be listening to a little bit of Martin Hayes or Joe Durain? Coming up now, we're going to listen to a couple of songs because, you know, that's what I'm always drawn to are songs. And this is done by Tim Lyons. This song has been recorded over and over and over again. It's called The Humors of Whiskey. It's a traditional song. This particular recording is going way back. It's a 1978 recording. It is one of my favorite type of Irish songs as it contains internal rhyming. And it also includes satire and that great Irish humor. But I believe this particular recording that Tim Lyons did is an a cappella piece. So you're going to hear it probably the way it was probably written to be sung. And then the next song that we're going to listen to is a song by the title There Was a Lady. And this also is an older recording, 1984, by Trina Gunnell. I think that's her last name. Gunnell or Nigunnell is her last name. And I think she's the sister of married Nigunnell. So we're going to hear that beautiful piece done by her, back-to-back, 2 songs.
All right.
Let your coax and newspapers be cutting their capers and curing the vapours, the scratch and the gout, with their medical potions, their salves and their lotions, upholding their notions, they're mighty put out. Who can tell the true fizzing to all that's pathetic and pitch to the devil, cramp, colic and spleen? You'll find it, I think, if you take a big drink with your mouth to the brink of a jug of poteen. So stick to the crater, the best thing in nature for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh, what botheration, no bolt in the nation can give consolation like poteen, me boys. No liquid cosmetic to lovers athletic or ladies pathetic can give such a bloom as the sweet by the powers in the garden of flowers ever gave their own bower such a darling perfume. And this liquid so rare, if you're willing to share, to be taking your hair when it's grizzled and dead. Oh, the sod has the merit to yield a true spirit so strong it'll shake all the hairs from your hand. Then stick to the crater, the best thing in nature for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh, since its perfection, no doctor's direction can cleanse the complexion like poteen, me boys. While a child in me cradle, me nurse with a ladle was filling her mouth with the notion of pep when a drop from the bottle fell into me throttle. I capered and scrambled clear out of her lap. On the floor I lay crawling and screaming and bawling till father and mother soon came to the fore. All weeping and sighing, conceived I was dying, but then found I was only a-crying for more. Then stick to the crater, the best thing in nature for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, how they'd chuckle if babes in their truckle could only be suckled on poteen, me boys. Through my youthful aggression, through times of depression, me childhood's impression still clung to me mind. And at school or at college, the basis of knowledge I never could gulp till with whiskey combined. And as older I'm growing, time's ever bestowing on Erin's potation a flavour so fine. And howe'er they may lecture on Jove and his nectar, itself is the only true liquid divine. Then stick to the crater, the best thing in nature for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, it's the right thing for courting and fighting, there's nought so exciting as whiskey, me boys. Come, guess me this riddle, what baits, pipes, and fiddle, what's hotter than mustard and milder than cream? What best, what's your whistle, what's clearer than crystal, what's sweeter than honey and stronger than steam? What'll make the dumb talk, what'll make the lame walk, what's the elixir of life and philosopher's stone? And what helped Mr. Brunel to dig the Thames tunnel? Wasn't it punching me boys from old Inishowen? So stick to the crater, the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord knows I wonder if lightning and thunder was made from the plunder of punching me boys.
There was a lady in her father's garden, a brisk young sailor came passing by. He stood a while and he gazed upon her, and he said, "Young lady, won't you marry I? I'm not a lady, but a poor wee girl, and a poor wee girl by a low degree. Therefore, young man, you may try some other. For a servant girl, I'm not fit to be. Oh, I have houses and great big living, and plenty money for to set you free. If you'll come home, I'll make you my own, and you'll have servants to wait on thee. It's 7 years since I had a sweetheart, and 7 more since I didn't see. 7 years I will wait upon him, for if he's alive, he'll come home to me. It's 7 years since you had a sweetheart, and 7 more since you didn't see. 7 or more you will wait upon him. Perhaps this young man you might never see. Oh, if he's sick, I wished him better, or if he's dead, I wish him rest. But if he's alive, I will wait upon him, for he is the young man that I love best.
two great songs by two great singers, Tim Lyons and Trina Naguno. Now, Liam isn't here.
He isn't here.
I think he's fishing.
Is he fishing?
I don't know. Maybe he's
I don't-
sitting in some other pub.
Ah.
I haven't seen him come in today.
Hey, you gotta watch those leprechauns.
Those
You know, they're
leprechauns.
sneaky.
Okay.
They're sneaky.
So anyway, I'm going to give you some of the information on the calendar coming out tonight. Of course, right out of the gate is the session at the Steinhaus in Bay City, Michigan. Now, for those of you who are from the area, and I'm sure most of our listeners are from the area, if you haven't been over to the Steinhaus yet on Tuesday evenings for the session, you're really missing a wonderful opportunity to hear some great live music. Share a nice pint or two with some friends and just relax and enjoy the whole session. They're great players. Always there is Kat Morris and Jerry Casalt. Almost always will be there. Andy Rogers on fiddle and Bruce McCartney as well on fiddle. Usually Solomon Foster is there on whistles. It's just a great group of players, and the group changes. I mean, sometimes they have some guest folks that just drop in for the very first time to sit in the circle and play.
You never know who's going to show up and what's going to happen in a session like that, because anybody could show up, and it's always great. It's always a fun time.
Well, it's
always
always
some surprises.
It's always greater if they show up, the listeners. So
Yes.
make sure you get out there. It's a beautiful night to be driving over to Bay City and see the river and check it out. The Steinhaus is a great place to listen to some great music, and that starts every Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
Right.
Also coming up on next Saturday is the Elders, and they're going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan at the Boat and Canoe Club. I think the show starts like at 8 o'clock at night. I don't know if there are tickets still available, but it's definitely worth a shot in the dark to give them a call and see if you can get over there and see that show, because it's going to be great. Sunday, we have a couple of sessions that happen every single Sunday, and one, of course, is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Chelsea, and that's at the Chelsea Ale House. At 7 o'clock at night in Grand Rapids is a traditional Irish music session at the Waldron Public House, and at 7:30 in Ann Arbor is always that fabulous Irish traditional session at Conor O'Neill's.
No, that was great. Yeah.
And they just have probably some of the finest players that you can find, certainly in the Midwest, at Conor O'Neill's. So whether you're a listener or whether you're a player, it's a great place to go on down and really pick up some tricks of the trade.
That's right.
And sometimes when you're even if you don't want to join the session and you're a player, just sitting in those sessions and listening to those sessions gives you a real keen sense of the phrasing of some of those tunes and how they're approached. And certainly the Ann Arbor session is a great one to learn that out.
Yeah, and one thing, that's some of our 18 players, a lot of the people that come through from Ireland that perform in and around the state, those are the people they pick up to help them out in a lot of performances, those people that are coming to those sessions,
Right.
especially in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. Well, Ann Arbor has some great players, and they drive in from a distance to get there as well.
18
So
players, yeah.
I know that I've gone down there often. I've seen Solomon Foster from, I think Solomon lives in maybe Bay City or Midland.
Think so, yeah.
In that area, but that's quite a drive. So I
Yeah.
see people, make the trip to Conor O'Neill's.
It's worthwhile.
Okay, so also on Monday, I think it's Monday. Monday is May 2nd. And coming up the next Monday, we have a couple of online radio shows if you like to listen to Irish music during the day as well, off and on throughout the week, other than live in the pub, of course. At 4 o'clock on Mondays online is the Michigan Irish Music Cafe radio show. And at 9 o'clock at night is one of our favorite online radio shows, which is Blarney on the Air, hosted by our good friend Shay Clark. And he's on the other side of the big lake there in the Chicago area. So there's lots of opportunity for you guys to hear some great Irish music. So I don't want you drying up out there on the vine.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's hear another great set of tunes. This is done by a quartet who, they were young players, new out of Ireland in the 1990s, and the name of the group was called Real Time. And just a really great sense of traditional music and putting a cool kind of modern spin on some of it as well. And this particular piece is called Real Time, and no, it's not called Real Time. I think Real Time is the name of the band. Real Time was the name of the band, but this particular piece was called From Gort to Texas to Honolulu, I think. It was something like that.
It's quite a
And
combination
I'm always
there.
drawn to that tune because my family was from Gort, not the big Gort by Galway, but the little Gort, which is just like 7 miles north of Castle Bar. But I always find the title of that piece interesting. Gort to Texas to Honolulu.
All right. Cool stuff.
They're cooking.
Yeah.
They're cooking. You know, I got to do a little bit of research and see where those guys are playing now. I'm sure they're into a different, maybe they're not into a different group formation, but I have to believe all those players are still playing somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great fiddle playing. I think a lot of people don't realize, when they play the fiddle, they got that big bow. It has to do the same thing as a little guitar pick does. You just think about that. You
Yeah.
know. That's a a feat.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on, and we're going to listen to a couple of songs. The first one we're going to hear is the voice of June Tabor. This is an older recording, of course, as well. I think it was first released back in the mid-1970s, so it's been a long time. I was in high school at the time. The particular song is part of a group. It's like, I think, No Man's Land and Flowers of the Forest, but No Man's Land, I think, is considered one of the most common, not common, but well-known anti-war anthems. Even folk musicians sing this song
Right.
quite often in folk music circles. So we're going to give a listen to June Tabor, and then we're going to hear an absolutely great recording of A Song for Ireland by Dick Gaughan. And this is also an older recording, 1981, but it's one of my favorite recordings of this song.
Let's hear it.
Well, how do you do, Private William McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside? I'll rest for a while in the warm summer sun. I've been walking all day and I'm nearly done. And to say by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the glorious fallen in 1916. And I hope you died quick and I hope you died clean. Oh, William McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they sound the pipe lowly? Did the rifles fire o'er ye as they lowered ye down? Did the bugles sing the last boasting chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? And did you leave a wife or a sweetheart behind? In some loyal heart is your memory enshrined. And though you died back in 1916, to that faithful heart are you always 19? Or are you just a stranger without even a name, forever enclosed behind some glass pane, in an old photograph torn and tattered and stained, and fading to yellow in a brown leather frame? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they sound the pipe lowly? Did the rifles fire o'er ye as they lowered ye down? Did the bugles sing the last boasting chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Well, the sun edge shines down on these green fields of France. The warm wind blows gently and the red poppies dance. The trenches are vanished now under the plough. No gas and no barbed wire, no guns firing now. But here in this graveyard it's still no man's land, and the countless white crosses in mute witness stand to man's blind indifference to his fellow man, and the whole generation who were butchered and damned. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they sound the pipe lowly? Did the rifles fire o'er ye as they lowered ye down? Did the bugles sing the last the flowers of the forest. And I can't help but wonder now, Willie McBride, do all those who lie here know why they died? Did you really believe them when they told you the cause? Did you really believe that this war would end wars? But the suffering, the sorrow, the glory, the shame, the killing, the dying, it was all done in vain. For Willie McBride, it's all happened again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they sound the fife lowly? Did the rifles fire o'er ye as they lowered ye down? Did the bugles sing the last boast in chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Did the bugles sing the last boast in chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Walking all the day by tall towers where falcons build their nests. Silver-winged they fly, they know the call of freedom in their breasts. A saw-black head against the sky, with twisted rocks that run to the sea. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. Stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland. Talking all the day with true friends who try to make you stay, telling jokes and news, singing songs to pass the time away. We watch the Galway salmon run like silver darting, dancing in the sun. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. Stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland. Drinking all the day in old pubs where fiddlers love to play. Someone touched the bow and he played a reel which seemed so grand and gay. We stood on Dingle Beach and cast in wild foam we found Atlantic bass living on your western shore. Saw summer sunsets, asked for more. Stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw land where no one had to fight. But waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light, while lying where the falcons fly, they twist and turn all in your air blue sky. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. Stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland.
Well, that was actually Billy McComiskey on accordion.
Yeah, he was playing so fast the button fell off his accordion, almost knocked me eye out.
I know, I threw it on because we hadn't gotten a chance to hear him play in a while, and we've seen him play in Jackson, Mississippi at the Celtic Fest. He accompanied Liz Carroll one of the years we were down there. It was a real treat to get to see him playing live, and he's just a delight also in person.
Actually, so is Liz Carroll. I mean, what a great team. I mean,
Yeah, they're definitely a great team. You get two of them up on that stage, and it's like a 12-piece band.
wow, it sure is. No
If you
kidding.
add a third or fourth person, it's crowded.
Yeah, and sometimes overdrive.
Right. So the other thing that I would like to mention before we say goodbye to you is to make certain that if you're searching for anything Irish to do, or you want to do a new Irish gift shop, or you want to check out a new Irish pub, anything like that, please make certain you go to miirish.com.
Anything you want that's Irish will absolutely be there, so make sure you check that out.
And that is hosted by Liam, the extra large leprechaun, our good friend, and miirish.com. That's the place to go. Also, go to our Facebook page if you have any questions
That's right.
about any of the bands that you've heard here today or any other week, and we're happy to answer questions. If you have requests, if you have suggestions, we have an ear to that page. It's called Live in the Pub on Facebook. So make sure you go there. And we're going to close today with a great set of tunes from the ever popular Bothy Band. So this is going to leave you kicking down the road if you're in the car. And make sure that you remember to hit the brakes if you're coming up to a stoplight or something like that. I don't want you to get carried away with the music. So until next week, safe home.
And we'll see you real soon again, live in the pub. Bye.
The time has come to finish off, and we will with a bunch of tunes. These are 6 tunes, all in a bunch. Play them all at once. Thank you very much for coming along tonight. Nice to see you. Nice to be back. Hope we see you again.
All right, thanks a lot. All the best.
I think I need to go to the doctor and get this accordion button out of my eye.